Hi and welcome to the Market Alert for Tuesday the 8th of June 2021. So yesterday this is a pre-market announcement but very relevant. Futures near record high, shake off Yellen comments, brace for inflation data. So as the subhead says here, it says the slightly softer than expected rise in US payroll employment in May probably won't change the Fed's thinking. But another pickup in CPI inflation likely to be reported on Thursday will further spur the taper talk. I'm sure it will, as they're sitting on a huge amount of liquidity. So key events this week, the most closely watched data release so far this year is going to be the economic report. This is out on Thursday, which you can see at 1:30. It's all being hammed up, a bit like the non-farm payrolls were last week, and then they turned out to be a bit of a damp squib. But nonetheless, they still use the information to move the market higher. So we've got the CPI and the core CPI on Thursday, which you can see there are actually projected or forecast to be less than the previous month, i.e. May, but we'll see. We will wait and see on that one. Meanwhile, the implied volatility moving higher yesterday to 12.99, up slightly from 12.80 for this as the market moved slightly lower. So let's have a look at the Dow. And this is the daily chart. That's what we're after to start with. So we can see yesterday the market lower. We've actually closed below the 5-bar moving average there, which is something that I've been looking at for a while now, just to give you the short-term breakdown of price. And we can see that once again the market coming up to, just get rid of these here. You can see where the market's come up to a double top for yesterday. This is last week's 1st of June, when the market actually made it to the sort of 78.89 area, and this became a double top for the market yesterday, and this too is down on the overnight as well. Given that the DAX is also at an all-time high, which I'll just pull up here, again putting in a new all-time high yesterday, as the market was free to do so. As I mentioned in the alerts, when there's no news out, the markets can do whatever they want, and you can see here prices also down so far, but holding above the 5-bar moving average. Just in case this weakness extends during today, I'm going to draw in from this low here to the all-time high to see where we are likely to get some pullbacks, and there are the areas of support there, just in case. So make a note of these areas. They could prove to be very useful if the market does correct. You look at this in a 30-minute chart, you will see yesterday how the market just moved straight up after the cash market opens, and then continued to do so, making that new all-time high before retracing and then making its way back. And then overnight you can see prices sideways until they broke through the BRN, and now finding some support down at this level and attempting to get back above the DP. But in more detail, in the 2-minute chart, yesterday's price action, not a lot in the futures. It opened, it traded sideways, and then we had a sell-off first, moving the market down to the S1. We then see the buying come in, and we get a V-shaped correction straight back before the market trades sideways. And then as it drifted back down to the DP, again you can see here, and the 200 MA, the market finds support. And then we come up and we correct here, and you'll see that the market comes back 78-89%, which is just there, sitting on the DP and the 200 MA, and the market then moves back up and looks at the DP, sorry, the BRN high there, before going on to make the new all-time high. That's 15,700, and then you'll see prices breaking through after 10 a.m. You can see it was a bit of a struggle there. It shot through, as I said to you yesterday, the high for yesterday was Friday's high and the all-time high, and then the market managing to get through. But again, you can see that pullback, which this time will be 62.78 from this high to this low. And there you go. Actually, it's 10.89, which is even better. So it stopped bang on the 89 level there. It does it twice before the market moves back to the downside there. Then in the afternoon, the market drifting lower. Started out moving to the upside, went really quiet, then had a shakeout. This too coming back from this high to the low down to the BRN. And you'll see again prices sitting at 62%, and then eventually just trading sideways and drifting to the downside. And then later on in the evening, following the Dow down, and overnight prices again, as we saw in the 30-minute chart, breaking below the DP level there. And we'll just compress this down so we can have a closer look. And you'll see there at the moment we're around the 200 MA, the DP level, and like I say, equidistant really for the high and the low. So it depends on which way the market wants to break in the daily chart, whether we take out and have a bit of a correction, which we're due for. The market's been going up on fresh air as well. So have a look at the metals before we conclude. And what have we got? We'll start off with the dollar as it's here. This yesterday breaking down, as it said in the headlines, and starting to show a bit of support on the overnight. So stuck in this sideways move that we're seeing here. We need to break this 78.89 on the downside to go back down to this 89.16 and also the 89.66. This one being drawn off here, which needs to be taken out. In the silver market, moving high yesterday on the inflation comments, so the precious metals really waiting for Thursday to see what the inflation figures are. If they come out at higher than forecast, and certainly if they came out at 1%, that would be very bullish for the metals market. So it may be a case that they'll trade sideways over the next few days, but certainly rallying on the comments yesterday, but drifting down slightly on the overnight, which you can see here. Big bar that we had there when the market kicked off in Asia, but since drifted down, finding a bit of support now here at the DP level. I bought in on this yesterday when the market was sitting on the 27.50 level. It just seemed a given because it's sat on this level so many times. If you go back to the daily chart, you'll see it's just sat there. Once it broke through with this bar here, it's then come back and been the support, and again through here as well you can see that it's been a support, so added to the positions yesterday. Meanwhile in gold, this also moving higher during yesterday, closing back above the 5-bar moving average, but we need to really break above this 78% a bit more conclusively. And also I'll just bring this down a bit. Let me just redraw this as well. Let me just put in a new set of fibs from this high to this low, and we see we're through the 38, the 50, the 62, and there you can see that we need to break through that 89% retracement there if prices are to move to the upside. So like I say, watch for the inflation news in Thursday's news items, and that's at 1:30 p.m. Okay, I think that will do it for today. What news have we got today? Now, yesterday it said there was no news, but you'll see there that we do have a couple. They're out at 10 a.m. So keep an eye on those as well if you're still trading at that time. Okay, that's it for this one. As ever, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.